The first light of dawn brushed its golden fingers over the vast African plains, stirring life into the quiet village nestled by the whispering hills. Smoke curled gently from thatched rooftops as mothers prepared morning meals, and children's laughter rippled through the crisp air. The scent of earth and firewood mingled, a fragrance older than time itself. Here, in this cradle of life, stories were not just told, they lived. And among them was one that still made elders pause mid-sentence, their eyes glimmering with awe and reverence. It was the tale of courage beyond measure, of a young woman whose spirit outshone the fiercest sun. A tale that began, like all great legends do, with a heartbeat of destiny, and a shadow of danger. "Gather round," whispers the wind, "and hear the story of the seven-headed beast." In the heart of the village lived Nkiru, a young woman whose eyes carried the fire of her ancestors. She moved through the village with quiet confidence, her braided hair glinting beneath the morning sun. The old women adored her, saying she had the heart of a lioness and the wisdom of the river spirits. Children ran to her side, eager for her stories and laughter, while the elders often nodded in approval when her name was mentioned. But behind her calm smile lay a burning promise, to protect her people from the curse that had plagued them for generations. Every night, when the stars stretched across the sky, she would gaze toward the dark mountains beyond the river. Somewhere within those misty peaks lurked the creature of nightmares, the seven-headed beast that had devoured many brave warriors and left sorrow in its wake. Yet Nkiru's heart did not tremble. For she knew, if fear could kill, courage could heal. Far beyond the village boundaries, hidden within a valley drenched in shadow, the seven-headed beast reigned supreme. Its 7 heads, each crowned with twisted horns, spewed venom and smoke. Its eyes burned like molten fire, and its breath scorched the earth to ash. The beast's roar shook the trees, sending flocks of birds screaming into the heavens. Generations of warriors had challenged it, men with spears, hunters with charms, even priests with sacred incantations. None returned. Each defeat deepened the terror that coiled around the villagers' hearts like a snake. The once fertile lands were now barren, the rivers ran dark, and silence claimed the fields. The elders spoke of the beast as a curse born of greed, a punishment from the old gods. But Nkiru saw something else, an opportunity to reclaim her people's dignity. One evening, as the crimson sun melted into the horizon, Nkiru rose before the village council. "I will face the beast," she declared, her voice steady as stone. Gasps filled the air. The elders exchanged anxious glances, and mothers clutched their children closer. But when they looked into her eyes, clear, fierce, unwavering, they saw not a reckless child but a warrior born of destiny. The oldest elder, her voice trembling yet proud, stepped forward and placed her wrinkled hand upon Nkiru's shoulder. "Go with the blessings of our ancestors," she said softly. "Let their spirits walk beside you." As drums echoed through the twilight, the villagers gathered to send her off. Hope flickered once more in their hearts, fragile, but alive. Deep in the valley of shadows, the air was thick with smoke and the stench of decay. The beast's 7 heads rose above her like mountains, each one snapping, hissing, and roaring in unison. But Nkiru stood her ground, gripping her spear tightly. Around her neck hung a small charm, carved by her grandmother, blessed by the village priest. The battle raged like thunder. She moved with grace and cunning, dodging deadly strikes and using the terrain to her advantage. For every head that lunged, she found a weakness, a moment of hesitation, a blind spot in its fury. Reciting the chants of her ancestors, she struck each head in turn, guided by wisdom rather than rage. With the final cry that echoed through the valley, the monster collapsed, its 7 voices silenced forever. When Nkiru returned, the dawn broke brighter than it had in years. The villagers rushed to meet her, singing songs of triumph that echoed through the hills. The fields began to bloom once more, and the river sang a new melody of life. But amidst the celebration, Nkiru spoke humbly. "The beast is not just in the valley. It lives in every fear we do not face, in every doubt that keeps us from our truth." The elders nodded. The people understood. Courage, they realized, was not born from strength, but from love. And that love would carry their stories forward for generations. As the drums faded into the distance, the storyteller's voice carried one final message. "May this tale remind you, stories are the breath of a people. Share them. Guard them. Pass them on, so that no generation forgets where courage was born." The children listened wide-eyed, their imaginations afire. Somewhere, another dawn waited, ready to welcome the next tale. The first light of dawn